Hey everybody, it is Tony Fonte and you're watching the Model Dad Show. A little bit of different scenery here. I want to be more close up and personal. I want to talk to you about the belief system and how the belief system works and why you don't have what you want in your life, why you may be struggling, why you may be having some resistance. So I'm going to break it down first, and then I'm going to share with you 3 tips to actually get your belief system in check, and so you can start moving forward and removing these blocks. And I'll explain that here in just a second. So, what the belief system is. So here's how the belief system works and how our subconscious and conscious mind works. So our subconscious mind, that's what's stored down with our belief system. That's where it's all comes from. And where does the subconscious mind, where does the belief system really come from? So let me explain that a little bit to you. The belief system comes from everything that we've ever experienced and everything that we were told and taught when we were growing up. So this is what's working 95% of the time, and we don't even have to worry about it working. It just does it. And it's based on protecting you. That's the design. It's trying to keep you safe. But the problem is a lot of times this doesn't really keep you safe because it's holding you back, because our mind gravitates towards things we're familiar with. And it goes away from completely things that are, I can't talk. It gravitates away from things that it's not familiar with. So even if it's keeping us from moving forward on what we want, it's not going to get it if it's not familiar with that. And I'll help you understand and actually move forward a little bit and how to make new things familiar for you. So the conscious mind, that is what we focus on. That's what we see every day, and we're moving forward. And that's how we notice our thoughts. That's our creative side of our mind. That's where our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, that's where it all comes from. The stuff that gets us excited, that's where they come from. But here's the problem. Here's the disconnect. Because we can think all day long consciously what we want in our lives and how we want a better life, how we want a different relationship, how we want our finances different, how we want more abundance, or any other thing, any area of your life, how you want your business, your career to change, and how you want it. And you have all these dreams and these goals that you want. And if you don't have this in line with your subconscious mind, you will not get it. It will sabotage you every single time. You may start to move forward and you're going to face resistance. And you may have even said this to you, and you may have experienced this some point in your life. And I know I have. I don't know why, but I seem to keep sabotaging my success. I keep sabotaging, and I don't understand, because this is what I want. Why am I not getting it? Why am I not moving forward? Why does it always seem like I hit a wall? Why does it always seem like I'm attracting this into my life? I don't get it. My life sucks. And you start going on the spiral. It's because you have blocks in your subconscious, things that were programmed way back that you don't even realize. And unless you have these two in alignment, you're going to have a hard time getting there. I've experienced that. So, how do you get your subconscious in alignment with your conscious mind? How do you get your conscious, your aspirations, your goals, your dreams, the people you want in your life, the relationships you want in your life, the things you want in your life? How do you get that to where it's in alignment with your subconscious? You have to switch it. You have to switch it. 95% of the time, your subconscious brain is at work. So you're not even in control. It's doing it for you. It's sending out and it's looking for things to protect you and keep you safe based off what's stored inside. Your conscious mind only works 5% of the time. 5%. And that's when you're intentional. 5% is when you're intentional and you're really focused on that. The other 95%, you're not even doing it. It's doing it for you. So how do you get in alignment? And you're saying, Tony, you just said that question. Were you going to sit here and share that with us? Are you going to share how I change it, how I get it in? So, because I'm tired of it. I'm stuck. I am stressed. I'm frustrated. I want to provide for my daughter. I want to provide for my family. And I'm stuck. I don't feel like I'm enough because I seem like I'm hitting this wall. Or you may have a lot going on. You may be doing great, but you still feel that way because there's no alignment. It's because you still have some blocks and you still have resistance. So I want to ask you, say this to you, not ask you, say this to you. If you are facing any sort of resistance and you're trying to move forward in your life, it's because you have some hidden blocks that are preventing you from moving forward. And these are energy blocks. These are things that are limitations and doubts and worries and anxieties. All that stems, and fears, all that stems from these beliefs that are holding you back. It's trying to protect you. You know, thanks, brain, for trying to protect me from things, for keeping moving forward. It's because it's not familiar. It's not familiar with it, therefore it's going to try to protect you from it. So how do you make the things you want in your life to be familiar? And I want to step, before I answer that question, and I want to share a brief story with you. I want you to understand there's a little tiny thing in your brain called the Reticular Activating System, or RAS for short. And what this thing does is it actually is your filter. That's what you start seeing and focus everything that comes into your world. You see that. So if you are not focused on something, that's because you have not told your RAS system to go find it. You have not. So how do you get it to look? And I want to give you an example of this, a quick couple examples. You ever go buy a car and you don't think anybody has that color, that model, that style, and all of a sudden you're driving and now you see those things everywhere? It's because your RAS system is now focused on that. Here's what it does. Your RAS system focuses on what you are focused on constantly and consistent with enough feeling and energy. That's what it gravitates towards, and that's what it will look and filter for you. Whatever you are telling it is what you are focusing on, and that is what it's going to go gravitate towards. Now, this story I want to share with you is from a guy named Ed Mylett. And if you don't know who Ed Mylett is, you need to look him up. It's Ed, M-Y-L-E-T-T. He's a guy, he was broke, extremely broke. And now he's this wealthy guy. But what he does is, now that he has this awesome business that he gives back. And he shares some tips and stuff that he learned along the way. Now he's giving it back. He's paying it forward. So this one particular story, he has someone ask him if he was surprised at the success that he achieved. And Ed says, no, I'm not surprised at my success because I knew it was coming, because I focused on it. I believed it was going to happen. He says, now failures, those surprised me because I wasn't expecting it, because I was focused over here. I was focused on achieving, and I was focused on my belief system, and I believed fully that I was going to achieve these things. And he says, and he breaks it down very, very, very simple and easy, these 3 steps. That's all I'm going to share with you. 3 steps that he uses, he used and he still uses to retrain and reprogram your belief system. Now, this is the simplest form. Now, there's more to it and it goes deeper, but the steps is what you need. The system is what you need. And I've learned and I had all this, but he stated it just so perfectly. So I'm going to share with you these 3 steps really quick. And these 3 steps are, 1 is faith and prayer. Now, faith, people just kind of take that to religion, but I want to share with you that it's more than just religion. Faith is believing without seeing. Faith is believing before it actually becomes reality. And I want you to understand something very, very important here. So I want you to really listen, and I'm going to lean in a little bit here, all right? I want you to understand this. Things do not become reality until you actually believe them first. Believing is seeing. Like a lot of people say, hey, I'll believe it when I see it. You can't see it until you believe it. It will not become reality until you believe it. So there's the faith. You have to believe. And then there's prayer. It's prayer whether you think of the universe or God. It's being in touch with your Creator. And understanding it and being in line with Him and understanding that you are not in control anyway. And the more you try to control something, the more you're going to lose control, and it's going to drive you freaking crazy. It's going to cause you anxiety. It's going to cause fear. It's going to cause frustration. It's going to cause you to hold on tighter to these things, and it's going to spiral even further, and you're going to lose more control, and it's going to drive you insane. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen it. It's crazy. When you try to control every aspect of the things you can't even control and the things that you attach yourself to that you don't even have attached, you don't even own, it drives you crazy. Anytime you have fear, you have anxiety, it's either because you're living in the past or you're focused on the future, and you have attachment because of things in the past or the future that you're focusing on that haven't even come true yet. Belief and prayer. Prayer to help you really hone in on that belief, to really believe what you're thinking and what you're focused on can be reality. That your life can be better. That your life can be awesome. Because I want to tell you, I don't care where you are in your life, I don't care how awesome you are in all your areas of your life, it can be better. It can be even greater. Your relationships can be that much better. If you understand who you are, and you get your belief system in check with your conscious mind. So, the second step of this whole thing that Ed was talking about, and this is absolutely true because this is something that I use every single day, is meditation. Now, I'm not talking this hokey-pokey, foo-foo-y kind of stuff, and I know a lot of people think that it's odd or it doesn't work or it's some Eastern kind of thing or this New Age thing, and I want to promise you there is scientific research that backs this, and it's actually absolutely true. When you meditate, not only does it calm your mind, there are actually brain studies shown that what it does to actually calm your mind so you can think clearly, so you can actually release some of these blocks and these chains and these resistance that you have. It actually allows you to do that. But it it gives you confidence and it gives you clarity, because when you start calming yourself and you start calming the chaos, now your brain can really start working, because right now it's working in this chaos and it thinks there needs to be chaos. Now, if you calm that down, and you start really working in, you start really meditating, and there's different ways to meditate, and there's different ways to do it, even when you're praying to God that's meditating, and you're just being quiet, and you're focused on breath, you're focused on affirmations, you're focused on visualizing, and that's the next step I'm going to get to. Meditating works. There's study after study after study, and I don't want to, I don't know if where it's at, but learn it. And I want to understand about meditation. There is no expert. You win, you get there, you got it. I don't think I'm doing a good enough job. There is no good or right or wrong or bad. It's just doing it. It's just doing it. Meditation is a practice. It's something you do every single day. It doesn't matter how long you do, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 60 minutes. You do what's right for you. And I promise you, when you start really working on meditation, you start really focusing on these blocks and praying and asking God to release these energy and find your blocks and your limitations and your doubts so that you can release them. I promise you, He will answer and He will share with you what those blocks are. I have been consistent with this over the past month. I've done it in the past and I got away from it, but now I've been more consistent. I've got more peace. I have more clarity. I have more confidence in my life. This is what it does. This is what meditation does. And I've been getting block after block, release after release after release. God is making known to me what these resistance are that I'm having, and I can release them. Why? Because when you have this resistance, you're not going to move forward. And when you release these things, you have avalanche of abundance coming in your life, whatever area that you're looking for, more joy, more happiness. And because what you're doing is you're aligning it. And then the third thing I want to share with you that Ed talks about is visualization. Now, you can do this you can have a vision board. You can actually do this during your meditation. You can do this throughout the day in a couple of minutes. I do this in the morning and I do this at night, and sometimes I do it in the middle of the day. It depends if I do have some anxiety come up, because sometimes the brain always wants to go to the negative, always. But as you practice some more and you do this more, it's going to get less and less, and you're going to still do it, but things are still going to try and trigger that. But as you visualize what you see your life like. Visualize that relationship if that's struggling. Visualize how your finances are. Visualize that your career or your business, where it's at. Visualize it. We are all taught, and when we're in careers and business, to write goals. To write goals and then make a plan to go get those goals. But have you really sat down and really visualized that happening? Visualize it. Because here's what that does. The visualization actually, it's and you have that feeling associated, because the feeling is what comes from the subconscious. The feeling is what comes from the subconscious. So we send out a thought. That's energy going out, because we're all energy, and the feeling is energy, and that's what we track. So we attract what we feel. And when you get to the point where you're visualizing and you're meditating and you're praying and you have faith and you believe it with just unbreakable peace, and unbreakable is just, it, that feeling inside, whatever feeling that is for you. That's when it becomes reality. Here's the thing, when you feel that it's real, it becomes reality. All right, I just wanted to share that with you. I promise you there's research behind all that. This is stuff I use in my own life. I want you to start practicing that. You don't have to be good. You don't have to judge yourself. You don't have to think it has to be perfect. Just do it. I don't care if it's 2 minutes. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. I have a great friend of mine, Mike Kidko, who is really turned me on to this, and he really helped me because he studies this and he practices that. He's actually got a whole thing on meditation, how to work it. Do what feels right to you. And as you do it more, you get more put into it and you get better with it. But it's not a right, a better or a bad. You just do it. Whether it's 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 60 minutes, whatnot. I do it 10 minutes in the day, in the morning, 10 minutes at night. Sometimes it's a little longer because I go a little bit longer and I want to do it. And I feel it. And I'm enjoying it. And you go longer and that's okay. Just start. That's the matter of it. Okay? 3 things. Faith and prayer. Believe that your life can get better. Whatever area that is. 2, meditate. Calm your mind, gain confidence, gain clarity, visualize. Unleash your passion, unleash your personal power. Feel your life changing. Feel what it's like to have that in your life at that very moment. All right? I hope this has served you in some way. If it has, do me a favor. Share this with others that you believe that can benefit from it. 2, let me know how it served you. I want that feedback. It lets me know what I'm doing and I'm actually helping you, because when I get these messages, thank you, that's exactly what I needed right then. That motivates me more, and that it gives me more passion, because this is what I live for. I live for helping other people, helping them change their life so they can show up in the world that they were put here for, so they can create ripple effects and change their other people in their lives world too by them changing, because it's a difference. And energy, positive energy and happiness and joy, it's freaking contagious. Share it. There's so much hate. Let's change this hate. Let's remove this freaking hate from this world by showing up differently. Even if we're standing alone and it looks different, show up anyway. Show up differently. Smile back at someone. That takes great emotional intelligence, and this is how it has to be done, is by building this amazing emotional intelligence so that you can show up the way you're supposed to show up and help other people do the same. Let's annihilate freaking hate, show more love, and let's have a life that you were put here for. Unleash your personal power, break the freaking cycle, and be the man and dad you want to be. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.